Hi, my name is Muriel. I am a third year at the Chicago Masters Commission.
What's up, guys? I'm Josiah. I'm an intern here at Chicago Masters Commission.
Hi, my name is Pablo. I am a third-year student here at Chicago Masters Commission.
Hello everyone, my name is Justin and I'm a third-year intern here at CMC and I'm an Enneagram 4-Wing 5.
And I am from Northwest Indiana, the region.
And I don't have a favorite color.
And my favorite food is sushi.
All right. So, Josiah, we're just going to ask you a couple questions just to get to know you a little better. So the first question we have here is, what are your thoughts on the city of Chicago?
City of Chicago. Honestly, it kind of reminds me of home. I'm from San Diego, California, but it has a similar vibe, but just not, it's not as warm as back home. I can give that to Chicago, so.
My thoughts on Chicago, I think it's a beautiful city. I think it's very underrated, like the architecture, the greenery, the food, the people. I think it's really good, so yeah, I love Chicago.
I love Chicago. I grew up not very far from Chicago, and so I always wanted to live here at some point. It was like always one of my goals. I wanted to, at least for some amount of time, live in Chicago. And so now that I've actually had the opportunity, it's lived up to the hype. I love it here for sure.
The city of Chicago is great. My mom's actually from Illinois, so growing up, we would always take trips down to the city. But even now, being here for 3 years, I love the people, the food here is great, the atmosphere here is awesome, and it's just like no other city. So there's a special place in my heart for Chicago.
What's your favorite spot to get food here in the city?
My favorite spot, when I don't really have a lot of money, Best Subs, which is down the street. But when I do got that little extra something to spend, Sushi Taku.
My favorite spot will have to be, it's literally around the corner. It's called La Bomba. It's a Puerto Rican food place. It's super cheap. I would recommend you getting the jibarito, but like lechon, because those are the best, yeah.
My favorite spot would have to be Lou Malnati's Pizza. It's the best pizza in Chicago for sure. And if you're not from Chicago and you're ever in Chicago, definitely recommend it for sure.
My favorite spot to eat in Chicago. Now, if you're not from Chicago, or if you're visiting, or you've never been here, I would highly advise that you have to get a piece of Chicago deep dish pizza. And the only place to get the best, most authentic slice is at Lou Malnati's. So I would say Lou Malnati's, that's the go-to.
All right. So Josiah, why don't you tell us a little bit about your role here at CMC?
All right, so at CMC, I'm over a little bit of mix of things. Number one, I'm the health class director. Number two, one of the social media assistants, a maintenance assistant, events assistant, and I'm also over the musicians for CMC Worship. So
my role is, or what I'm in charge of is the worship team, worship track. I'm a co-teacher for communications track, creative liaison, so on, so many things.
Some of my jobs, I'm a chapel coordinator, I'm on the events team, I'm on the social media team, I'm a communication track teacher, and I'm also one of the leadership class teachers, and those are some of my responsibilities here as an intern.
So my role here at CMC consists of a couple of things. I am the marketing manager's assistant. I also have a hand in teaching admin track and youth track here at CMC. I'm also in charge of events and scheduling.
So the next question we have here is, why did you choose to come back as a CMC intern?
Honestly, well, before I came to Masters, I was kind of doing my own thing, and it wasn't really going anywhere. Yeah, I played football. Yeah, it was cool to be able to go play in college, but I didn't feel like it was the right thing. And when I got here, my first year, I completely changed, and going to my second year, I really matured. And being a whole different person than I was 2 years ago, I really want to see that change in someone else.
That's a good question. So I would say that my passion and my dream is to work in full-time ministry. And I feel like a CMC internship is a good trial run for what ministry or working for a ministry entails.
Well, I feel like I'm supposed to be here for starters, but at the same time, like I knew that it was a good opportunity because I know that I'm called to full-time ministry, and I just feel like if you're called to full-time ministry, a third year here is a great decision to make no matter what. If you feel like that's where you're supposed to be, then I would do it because they set it up for you to be able to succeed once you leave.
Why did I choose to come back as an intern? I feel that over the past couple years now, God's been placing a calling over my life to pursue full-time ministry. And, as soon as I realized that, I felt that, doing 3 years at Master's Commission could be super beneficial for me. Just because the way that Master's is set up, it gives you that space to, try new things and stretch yourself and learn what it's like to be in full-time ministry. But also, if you fail, there's that padding where you can learn and, not, suffer crazy consequences if you do fail. So just the atmosphere and the environment, the culture that CMC set up as a four-year third year it's great.
All right, so next question is, what has been your favorite part about being in Master's Commission?
Honestly, it's the relationships I've built with some of the guys here. Pablo, you yourself, Justin, Juan, and some of the other guys and alumni that are here too.
I think my favorite part about being here are, I would say, the one-on-one discipleship moments that we get to have with the staff. I think it definitely taught me to be more vulnerable, and that vulnerability is okay. So yeah, I feel like the staff they're super intentional when it comes to one-on-one discipleship.
That's good.
My favorite part has been the relationships that I've made throughout the years. Every year, I've made new friends, I've met new people, and I just feel like a lot of those relationships that I've made, I'll be able to take those with me wherever I go. I've made lifelong friends, and I know that I can contact these people whenever, no matter where I am or no matter where they are. And I just really appreciate that aspect of this program.
My favorite part about Masters, other than the awesome relationships that I've built, it would probably have to be just being able to learn new things and try new things. For me, coming into Masters, I wasn't really that person that was super adventurous or that liked trying new things. So there's been a lot of things that I've been a part of here at CMC for these 3 years that I don't think I would have ever done on my own choice, on my own will. So just having that, in my back pocket of, hey, I went to this program and I tried a whole bunch of new things and done a lot of things that I would have never done in my life on my own. So that's been my favorite part.
Next question is, what's been the biggest lesson that you've learned here in your season at Masters?
Jeez, biggest lesson. It'd probably have to be it's okay to be broken. With me growing up in church, my parents being pastored, or my parents being youth pastors when I was growing up, and my grandparents being the senior pastors, always seeing them doing the right thing. I really didn't get to see the behind the things because I was just growing up and I was a little kid. And I always had to be, oh, I'm a PK, I have to be 100% all the time. But now realizing that it's when God can do his greatest work is when I'm broken, there ain't really anything better than that.
I would say the biggest thing that Masters has taught me is that the decisions that people make are not who they are, if that makes sense. It's not don't judge them on what they do. Don't say, okay, you lied, so that's just who you are. It's just a decision that they made. I feel like when I came into Masters, I thought oh, they're gonna say, oh, she's this or she's that, but I feel like they loved me in spite of everything that I did. So I feel like that's something that I learned and I'm still learning now. Yeah.
That's good.
So one of the first things you learn when you come into Master's Commission is how to have your own relationship with God. And I think growing up when I was younger, I am a pastor's kid, and I kind of knew God through my parents and through my other family members, and I kind of just went to church because I was supposed to. And so when I came to this program, I learned that it's important to have your own relationship with God. And now that I'm over here, I can't rely on my parents, I can't rely on my pastors from back home. I have to rely on myself and God, and I have to really trust Him now. And I just feel like it's one of the most important lessons that you could ever learn as a person.
The biggest thing that Masters has taught me would probably be just confidence. Confidence in who I am, confidence in my relationship with God. I feel that coming into Masters, coming into my first year, I wasn't someone that was super confident. I would struggle with, doubting and anxiety and comparison and all that type of stuff. So for me, coming into my third year, is confidence. Confidence that I can do whatever God has placed in my heart to do, and just walking in that.
All right, and the last question we have here is, if someone's contemplating coming to CMC, or if they're on the fence about coming to CMC, what advice would you give them?
Just go for it. I'm pretty sure God isn't gonna deny you anything or say, oh, you stepped out of your calling because you went out of your own way to go and get closer to Him for 9 months, whether it be 9 months, 18 months, or even 3 years, just like what I'm about to do.
It's a good question. I would say that God would not disapprove of you taking out 9 months to grow your relationship with Him, to grow your character and your faith and things like that. I feel like there's a reason why CMC or the program was like planted in your brain. There's a purpose for everything. And when you decide to come and hopefully you decide to come, we can't wait to meet you. But I would say, yeah, definitely, God will not disapprove of you coming here just to be with Him for 9 months.
Very good. Awesome. Well, thank you, Marielle.
Thank you.
Obviously, make sure that that's what God wants you to do, for sure. Like, it's important to pray about it and to take time to really think about it. But if you really feel like you don't know, I feel like it's a great opportunity, and I would recommend it to anybody, no matter what you're doing. You don't have to be going into ministry. You could be going to do anything. You could be going back to college after this. And I just feel like taking this 9 months to separate yourself from what you've been doing in the past will help you to change your life forever. It changes the trajectory of where you'll end up later on. And I really wholeheartedly believe that. And so if you're on the fence about it, honestly, just do it, for sure.
I feel that if God has hinted it to you to be here, or has told you wants to be here, that you should already know the answer. You should just come, just because, if God's instructed you to be here and God told you to come to this program to grow your relationship, I feel like that's a no-brainer. You should be here. But if you're still in that boat of not being so sure about it, not knowing if this is where God wants you to be, I would say that just continuing to, grow that relationship with God here in this program, where the environment and the systems that are set up are here to help you improve that and own it. I feel like, you should come, just because you can never go wrong with taking 9 months out of your life to pursue God.